Good morning. Good afternoon, good evening. It's morning for me. I had my first message yesterday, last night, and it was messy and awkward because I was so nervous. But I can tell that as the messages and the days move on, that this is going to get much easier. So if any of you have watched that one, congratulations on making it through that one. Um, I don't know how much better this one's gonna be, but I am going to attempt to try to see which time of day I am wanting to prepare my messages for you. So that was going into evening, night hours, like, we were catching the sunset, especially on um the Virgo new moon last night with all that magical energy. I was trying to really ground that in, and hopefully you could feel some of that through my nerves last night. And anyways, if you're watching this one now, I thank you. Thank you for watching. And so I wanted to um I guess I want to again just start off by saying that I am love and I am light, and I send out all the love and the light to everybody. Um I want to be sure that I am getting out information. Hopefully, you're able to feel the light and the love that's emanating from my energy body. And because I've got a lot to give, I have unfortunately been giving it to the wrong types of people. I've been giving it to people that don't want to awaken. And I'm sure many of you might have the same problem. I feel like it's common, is what I kind of understand from anybody else that I've come across on this spiritual path. So, anyways, I hope that this resonates. And so, let me just start off by showing you all what did last night before I sent out the first video. So this is um message number 2. I'll try to number these so that if you like, you can try to watch these in order, or as I've done when I get messages from my guides and my teachers that I have found through my social media feed. And that is something I'm going to share about how I utilized my way of trying to connect with my higher self. um, just one of the many ways that a person that deals with high anxiety, panic attacks, it was a method that I could use to be able to still connect with my higher self when I just could not sit there and just try to close my eyes and meditate. Again, if you have experienced the type of Ascended Masters tour in this lifetime, as I feel I am, then you've been through trauma since you were a child, potentially since you've been in the womb. Because that, my opinion, is what it means to be on the Ascended Masters tour, is that anything less than the trauma we experienced would have been really boring for our spirit. Our spirit was not trying to go for the easy way. This was not our spirit's first rodeo, right? So, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and identify the types of people, the types of beings that will resonate with my messages moving forward. And so, again, I'm going to try to keep this second video 15 minutes or under. Besides when I'm telling my timeline story and my truth, pardon me, it's a little itchy. I'm a sensitive, so I get a lot of itches, and also I'm gonna probably be really movie because or moving around a lot, only because I'm still trying to work out the extreme uncomfortability that I feel right now doing these videos. And but like I told you last night, my spirit team has been guiding me to speak my truth and my story, and said, it's time. It's time for me to share my abundance and my self-taught awakening journey with those of you that might be struggling or just need some seeds planted. And I'm going to give it to you in the way that it was given to me. Hopefully, um, hopefully more, if that's something that you'll receive in that way. So, what I wanted to say on this video is I wanted to go over those types of people that will resonate with these messages. So, these are, if you're on the awakening healing journey path and you're going to resonate with this message. If you're a light worker, if you're a chosen, if you're part of the 144,000, if you're a highly sensitive person, an HSP, if you're an empath. And I just want to point out that there's different levels of sensitivities in the HSP as well as different levels of empaths in. So if people are to tell you that, oh, wait, we're all sensitive or we're all empath. I mean, yeah, we're supposed to be, but not everybody is as in tune with that and has that. I am at the most extreme levels of sensitivity for HSP and the most extreme empathic. And it's because of the trauma and the survival and fear that I experienced as a child in my emotionally immature, narcissistic, karmic family and environment that I grew up in. It was very toxic, very dysfunctional. So, this superhero power that I have um, been perfecting and been honing in on has been what's the word? Uh has been okay, sorry, I kind of lost my train of thought. And this is gonna happen. I don't think I said this last night, but I am dealing with detoxing mycotoxins out of my body. And so I deal with brain fog because of having inflammation, toxin overload in the brain, and inflammation in the brain equals brain fog. So if you're dealing with that, I'll be able to get more into that information, which I'm very excited to be able to share with you. But I got a lot of really great information to pass along. Um, so, because every issue, every trauma, every karma that I dealt with, because I was self-taught and didn't have, anybody else to help guide me through this, I taught myself everything. And when I love to learn. And so when I learn something, I learn it. I go in and I just educate, research. So it's all about wisdom and knowledge. Knowledge is power, right? And it's true. And especially, for all of us, but especially, that's what I was trying to get at was the fact that when you grow up in a dysfunctional, toxic family that is just narcissistic, and narcissism is all about all the low frequency, low vibrational energy. So basically, you're a highly sensitive person, you're an empath being trained how to live and being programmed how to live in low vibration, shame, guilt, fear, right? Anger. And because I had to feel out my environment, as I had to learn how to hone in this ability to learn how to feel the environment. So for instance, here's a great example. I feared every day when I was young and lived at home with my toxic parents that I feared coming home or my dad coming home from work because I never knew how much time I'd have before he was ready to just explode his day onto me and project his issues onto me. It would come out in extreme anger, yelling and screaming as loud as he could at the top of his lungs in my face. And just being very condescending and mean and bully. And, if you can picture a narcissist, just really, that's the whole reason that the labeling becomes helpful, is because once you understand these terms, you can logically put your logical mind to go, oh, well, that makes sense why, I created this extrasensory ability to be able to feel my environment, because I had to feel what was going to happen. I had to try to, what's the word I'm trying to say? I had to try to anticipate how my dad was going to be, how much time I would have when he would come home from work, how much time I would have before he would blow up. Would it be instantly? Would it be 5 minutes? Would it be an hour? That would be a great day if it was an hour, if I'd have an hour of him being kind of jovial and happy until he would then take his anger out on me. And I was the one that the anger would come out on. So like I say, honed in my highly sensitive and empathic abilities as a superhero power. So for me, it's easy for me to feel other people's energy. What the problem is because I wasn't allowed to have boundaries. I never knew my own energy. I was not allowed to know who I was. I was never allowed to be my authentic self. So it wasn't until the 40 years of living that I finally was able to find out who I was, what I wanted. Wow. I see I'm almost at 15, so I'm going to try to continue through my list. And a lot of this stuff I'm going to be able to dive deeper into moving forward, but I just wanted to at least try to get this out. So if you resonate with the biggest one being a generational curse / trauma breaker, that was the moment that I realized 27 years ago when I found out that there was incest on one side of the family, and it was the family that had all the poly and rheumatoid arthritis. Okay, you got to wonder why. That's what. Anyways, I'll be getting more. I'll be diving into that when I start the timeline messages, which should start either within my next one or two messages. Okay, so if you've been in hermit mode or understand that terminology, you'll resonate with my messages. I just came out of a 6-year hermit mode. If you can resonate with being a problem solver, you love to learn. If you are one of those who is done living and suffering in fear, you will resonate with these messages, because I have overcome so many different aspects and levels of fear and have really good tricks that I've taught myself. If you're a survivor of CPTSD, complex PTSD, or what's called chronic PTSD in the DSM, if you have experienced any type of chronic illness or are experiencing, sorry, you guys, am experiencing any chronic illness, such as specifically mold and mycotoxin exposure. I am a survivor of mycotoxin exposure. If you are a survivor of narcissistic / karmic abuse within your family dynamics, which in turn, if you weren't able to get that figured out, your life would have brought, would have mirrored that back to you until you did, which that's going to be part of my timeline that because I was one of those that needed to be slapped in the face like 5 times before I would oh, okay, I need to, this is an issue, I guess. Okay. If you are somebody who is a survivor of a con man or a scammer, I'll get more into this, but I had a guy date me for 7 months in physical form. We saw each other, and then continued to gang stalk me for 2.5 years. And again, I'll be able to go more into that as well. But you'll know if you know. So if human trafficking resonates for you, on top of gang stalking and mind manipulation, mind control, gaslighting. And if again, karmic families, if that resonates for you, again, I know I've mentioned like dysfunctional toxic family, but this is going to be what is going to be a big theme you're going to notice within my story, because it's what my spirit team, it's what I, this life is what we all chose. We all chose these lives. We all signed a soul contract. And my soul contract, and this is why I joke, but it's serious, is, I chose the hardest obstacle course, I feel, because I've spoken to a lot of people in this, in the spiritual awakening and the conscious awakening, and I've noticed that not everybody has had it as hard as I have. In fact, I still have yet to really find, and that's what this is about, to find anybody who's experienced this type of um, karmic trauma that I have. So, anyways, abuse. If you have experienced all the abuses, if you've experienced addictions, you're going to resonate with this. If you're a former people pleaser, current people pleaser, you will resonate with this. Again, if, like addictions, everything from any addiction, anything, just addictions in general, but most specifically alcohol, drugs, gambling, sex, uh, people, or not people pleasing, but yeah, codependency was the other one I was trying to think of. If you dealt with a lot of codependency in your life, and it created issues in your relationships. Okay, guys, so it's we're at the end here. I'm at over 15, so I'm going to try to get this cut off here. There is more people that would resonate with this, but I at least wanted to start by getting a little bit more information about who I am and the types of people that might resonate with these videos. Obviously, if this does not resonate with you and if you're not feeling this, just click on by. It's okay. Like, this definitely is not going to resonate with everybody. And that's one of the reasons that I am doing this. And it's for me kind of a research project to see what this is going to look like and how many of us are out there. I'm really the excitement about, not only just finding our tribe, but, you know, being able to create a community of people that can be there to support each other. Um, because maybe you don't have family that is, you know, in unconditional love. And I definitely would understand that. And I bet you do too. So if you have listened up until this point, thank you so much. And I just send you so much love and gratitude. I hope you have a beautiful day.